Hi, so I haven't been posting on this channel a lot, so I figured I would make another video. This channel is specifically mostly just about my human design journey, and with human design journeys, I'm not someone that's trying to create a business out of it. I'm just wanting to share my own experiences within my human design, and as a generator, that is our calling. That is what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to do things that give us joy, because when we do things that give us joy, then what happens is then it expands and we give back to the world, and others can get it from us, essentially. Today I wanted to create a video kind of tools that you can use if you have an open ajna and an open head, or either or, if you only have an open head or if you only have an open ajna. But I have an open head and open ajna. These are some tools that I have been using to help with the not self in regards to the head and ajna centers, and so I figured I'd share them in case they were helpful for other people. So first of all, if you have an open head, open ajna, or undefined just means it's open, or it's like white, but you still have hanging gates from it. Open is you have nothing in it. So I have an open head, but I have undefined ajna. And obviously defined centers is you have them defined. So one of the things that I will advise, if you have either of these undefined or open, first of all, I want to talk about the power of the open head and open ajna, because I feel like no one really talks about this because they connect it immediately to the not self. So they're like, oh, this is the not self, so you can't be like thinking with this, you can't be making decisions, and they are right. But I will say that having an open head and open ajna is kind of amazing, because essentially you are the ideas person. Like, people come to you for your ideas, and honestly it is amazing to me how many people like I'm like 95% serial introverted with like 5% extroverted, and I'm kind of private when it comes to like socializing with people, because I just, like, in workplaces I don't. One thing I will say is that it's amazing how people, like, you're not even part of the conversation and you're just standing by, and people will ask you for your opinion. Why do they need your opinion? Well, if you're a generator, they need your opinion because they're giving you an invitation to something to respond to. But oftentimes I haven't even been paying attention, so I'm like, can you repeat it? It is interesting how people literally don't have ideas. Like, that is something that I have come to the realization that is my power, is the fact that I'm an ideas person, and that people come to me not because like I'm an authoritative person, but because people are like, oh, you have really great ideas and I really like your ideas. Even if I'm not authoritative, I'm like, oh, you could do this, or you could do that, or you could, like, having an open head, open ajna, people come to you for ideas because they're interested on, like, another powerful, why this is a powerful not self theme if you have this. Oh, and you also have to be careful, like, get to know your like emotions, like having an undefined open emotional center, which I do have. Also get to know your thoughts. Like, if you have thoughts, and this goes with it, this is why it's a powerful thing, because if you have emotions and you start feeling someone else's emotions in a room and you're like, what the hell, like, I was completely happy and now I'm pissed off and angry, look at who's around the room. And that goes with the open head and open ajna, because you're able to generate ideas. And so, like, also as an open head, open ajna person, you need to be around inspiration. So Also, you need to shift your mind from, oh, I have to make decisions with my mind, and see your mind as a creative force, as you have the opportunity of ideas. So one way to work with your open head, open ajna, if you're struggling, is write everything down. Literally write everything down that you think. Like, I'm not kidding. Write everything down. Write everything down, like shopping lists. This is a journal from last year, and it's literally just random thoughts. Like, it's just random. Here, I wrote on one page, I guess I was trying to figure out like soul numbers or personality numbers in regards to places that I was considering moving to, in regards to numerology. And then let me turn to another page. I wrote down angel numbers. So I would just write down, literally have a notebook specifically. And I've discovered that there is an actual name for this. It's called commonplace books, but most people use it as like a subject thing, like something that they're wanting to learn. But with an open head, open ajna, or either or both, I would just like have a journal specifically, have a notebook specifically for just like putting down all your thoughts. Like, if you're curious about something, write it down. If you want to look something up before, and it isn't coming into your reality to respond to, so it's coming from your mind, it's like, oh, do I want to do that? Then, well, I'm a line 1, so it's part of my like generator strategy and authority to like research while I'm waiting. But like how I do it is I literally write everything down ideally before I see it in my reality, or before I respond. And that's one way I can trick my mind, to my open mind deconditioning. Oh, I'm taking action because I'm curious about this, so I'm going to research. But you have to be careful about that, because with Google algorithms, you'll see it in your reality, and that is also an opportunity for you to be like, no, I actually I don't want that, I don't like that. I mean, I'm a line 1, so I'm like supposed to be like researching the fuck out of things. But that's how I do it, is that I literally write everything down. And I'm going to prove this. This journal is literally basically filled out. I only have a couple pages, and the beginning of this journal is all human design. When I discovered human design in 2019, I was obsessed, which makes sense as a line 1. I was literally obsessed. I took a program that I really shouldn't have, because I have no interest in being a human design coach. And that is one thing you have to actually also be aware of as an open head, open ajna. Other people are gonna try to tell you what to do with your life, and even when they're not verbally telling you what to do with your life, it's like it goes into your open head, open ajna. Like subconsciously, you're like, you get a weird idea, you're like, what the fuck, that's like the opposite of what I want to do with my life. And it's because you're around someone who's trying to subconsciously influence you. And I know that might be like a little bit woo-woo for some people, but I'm just saying, because people will try to, you're going to be, if you're not deconditioned from your open head or open ajna, or at least if you're not at least aware, just be aware. Just be aware. That's all deconditioning is. Once you become aware, and that's why when I started becoming aware of it, I was like, oh, I'm not supposed to be making decisions with my mind. And the problem with that with me was that I was told I was mentally retarded at a Russian orphanage by Russian doctors, and then coming to America, and my adopted dad basically reaffirmed that, because he's like, oh, you're so, like, your story is amazing because you were mentally retarded. Like, he's not like affirming it's wrong, that was incorrect. He's basically reaffirming what the false truth was of put on by other people, by other adults, that it isn't my truth, it isn't my reality, it isn't my life, but it's like other people put on shit on you, and then it becomes part of your story. This might be more of a video about the powerful tools that is hidden with having an open head, open ajna. And because people come to you, because it is insane to me, I'm starting to realize, I'm like, the incompetence of people is like, then you're put in situations that people will try to like find a way to get your ideas, and then like to make their life easier, or like you'll have an idea and then they're like, okay, now that's your responsibility. No. I'm a flow teacher, and then I'm like, well, why am I part of the teacher meeting if I'm not a teacher? And they're like, well, you have really great ideas. You gotta watch out for like people using your ideas against you, or not against you, but like people using you for your ideas, because like you're literally a filter. It's like amazing to me how people like literally have no original thoughts. Like there's some people that just reiterate what's in their outer environment. They have no capacity to think for themselves, or to have like be ideas generated, so they use other people, the open head, open ajna people. Yes. And I know everyone's like, oh, don't use your open head, open ajna for decision making. I'm not saying use it for decision making. I'm saying see it as a power tool. Like you're not don't use them as a decision maker, but realize you're one-upping everyone else in your reality, because people are like realizing the power that you have, because you're an ideas generator person, and they're like, oh, you're not just limited to what's in the outside world. So, but then you also have to watch out for like being influenced by certain things. So like when I'm exhausted, I like to like walk around the city and explore, and I'm realizing that comes from my, like, I need to be, I moved in 2021, 22. I moved from like a rural setting back to the city, because I'm not a people person. I'm more of a like observational person, people watcher, but like I need that because I'm a values person. So like I need that connection to like just people and just like the environment, but not per se in the sense of like I need to be in the center of the attention. I need to be on the outskirts and watching other people be the center of the attention, if you know what I mean. I mean, the tool itself is buy one journal that you write everything down. Like it doesn't matter. You want to learn about astrology, write it down. I want to learn about astrology. If you have the energy for it, if you're a generator, if you have the energy for it, study astrology, study the things that actually interest you about astrology, write it down. It's helpful because you'll realize how many things are in your head, and just barfing it out, it clears out space. Like you're cleared, bitch. Like you're clean, like you're clear. You need to clear that shit out and put it somewhere. So go buy a notebook. Think about like how much information we receive every single day, especially as an open head, open ajna. Another thing I recently started doing since last year is morning pages. It's from the Artist's Way, but literally I only use the morning pages because that was the most useful thing I have been practicing. And it's so useful because essentially, I mean, you can also use this for like within automatic writing. I mean, you can use it at any time of the day, but it's basically in the morning you wake up and you just barf out all your thoughts. And you can also, I've also done this at night. Especially if I had like a lot of stuff on my mind. I just like wrote 3 pages or like however long I wanted to just barf it all out, to just get that shit out of your head and put it somewhere. And you don't have to read it, but morning pages, I do recommend reading it because you can get really good aha moments, because your subconscious is the most elevated, most clear. Your conscious self, the not self, the 3D, is less aware and less trying to be dominant when you first wake up in the morning. And so like morning pages can be a really great way to add something into your morning routine to kind of like start your day. But if anything else, just literally just have a notebook and write everything down that you're curious about. Lists, if you're a list maker, maybe I'll like show you a few more things. Like if you I made lists and I put it on the page, and you can use it for gratitude. And I even copied a artist program curriculum that I wanted to purchase but didn't